Hi everyone and welcome to this first spoken video on the channel where I want to show you my very own sketchbook tour from this first year and a half of activity on this page. Over these almost 18 months I've completed 3 sketchbooks and they are called Venezia Book by Fabriano. The paper is 200 grams per square meter and the size is 6 by 9 inches. And each sketchbook contains 48 sheets, but as we'll see, not all of them were used. I chose this type of sketchbook because I've always loved drawing on semi-rough paper, and Fabriano is a brand from my country, Italy, that I believe is one of the best on the market. So why I decided to use sketchbooks to publish content on this page? Simply because I think sketchbook is a collection of experiences and each one tells its own story. Because with a sketchbook you can track all your progress, something that's harder to do with loose sheets of paper. This way I can clearly see all my mistakes and improvements as I go through the pages, and that has helped me a lot in improving over time. Alright, let's start with the first sketchbook. On the very first page there's my signature, and on the second page we have the first drawing, and of course it's Goku. I am a huge fan of Dragon Ball and Toriyama, so for this first drawing I chose an original reference from the sensei, and this is the result. Then we have Naruto, Luffy, Nezuko from Demon Slayer, Gojo from Jujutsu Kaisen. And from these first drawings I had already started taking requests from the comments, and it turned out to be a great idea because people began interacting more by making requests. You'll also notice that in these early drawings I was only using ink and graphite, and my line art was still a bit rogue and uncertain. Then finally we have the first colored drawing. In this case I experimented with colored pencils. The same goes for this Gojo drawing. Here's another color drawing where I tried a slightly more detailed style, and you can see it in the shading of the skin. However, after this I didn't use colors again until the sketchbook number 2. Throughout the rest of this first sketchbook you'll see Dragon Ball, Jujutsu Kaisen, Chainsaw Man, Demon Slayer, Naruto. And finally, in the end, I left a blank page to balance out the first page with my signature. Now let's move on to sketchbook number 2. The first drawing is Frieza. Then we have Jiraiya, Super Saiyan Goku, Trunks, Deku, Broly, and here's a turning point, because for the first time I decided to ink the entire drawing using a dip pen and ink. Before that I had only used it for small details, while the rest of the line art was done with this ink pen. And from this point on I started using the dip pen more consistently. Currently I use these custom wooden calligraphy pens, but at first I used a standard and cheap pen holder. From here you can see the difference in the line art, because it's more dynamic and the ink stands out more without fading when mixed with other materials like colors or pencils. At this point I fell in love with dip pens and ink. Since I studied manga, this was also a logical choice for me. Plus, I've always been a big supporter of traditional and manual tools. As you can see, from this moment on, I started adding more color to my drawings and gradually moving away from the graphite pencils. My main focus remains Dragon Ball and Naruto, as most of the requests revolve around these characters. Here there's a blank page because the previous page's color bleed through, and I probably pressed too hard with this blue. Now here's my first original concept drawing. The request was to draw Deadpool and Wolverine as Goku and Vegeta, and this was the result. Then I experimented with a fusion between two Dragon Ball characters that we've never seen before. Goku and Broly fused with the Potara earrings. Next, another fusion, Vegeta and Future Trunks. Then we have a very unusual request, Bart Simpson as Gohan. Here the respective forms of Goku and Vegeta are swapped. Goku with Ultra Ego and Vegeta with Mastered Ultra Instinct. Another fusion, Chi-Chi and Bulma. Then we have Super Saiyan 4 Vegito. And finally, Vegeta as a fantasy character. Once again, I left the last page blank. Finally, we have the sketchbook number 3. I consider this one the most refined since the improvements are very noticeable. Even in the sketchbook number 2, there was a lot of progress, but I think it's even more evident here. Again, Dragon Ball and Naruto dominate, along with some unusual requests like a fusion of Goku and Batman, or Superman and Vegeta. Or even Vegeta and the Joker. And this is also the first sketchbook I completed entirely using a dip pen and ink, completely abandoning the ink pens. Additionally, all the drawings in this one are colored. There are some interesting requests here as well, like for example drawing characters in the style of Dragon Ball Daima. Here's a Santa Claus version of Goku that I made for Christmas. A Trunks in Squid Game style. And this one is one of my favorites, the Genu Force in Daima style. It was really challenging to draw each character in a mini version, but I had a lot of fun. And it's also my first horizontal drawing. Here's another favorite of mine, Super Saiyan 2 Gohan in Dragon Ball Daima style. Again, there's a blank page due to the same issue as the previous sketchbook. Here's the new Super Saiyan 4 Goku from Dragon Ball Daima. And the last drawing is an illustration I made to celebrate the final episodes of Dragon Ball Daima. I took inspiration from one of the Toriyama's illustrations depicting Goku versus Frieza. And I decided to recreate this piece with Super Saiyan 4 Goku from Dragon Ball GT, looking strangely at the new Super Saiyan 4 Goku from Dragon Ball Daima. For me, this illustration perfectly represents what we've been seeing in the Dragon Ball fans who prefer the GT version and reject the new one. But personally, I like both versions. And this drawing concludes the sketchbook number 3. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'm curious to know what you think about my progress and this journey made so far on the ZZ Inc. page. So feel free to leave a comment. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video. Ciao!